My name is Kevin MacDonald, and I'm one of the founding members of the Red Hot Chili Pipers, which were founded in 2003 and has now been in existence for 11 years. I am what they call the brains behind the business, so I look after all the business aspects of the band, whether it be from logistics to the financial management and actual, booking musicians and stuff like that. So it's all that kind of side of it relates primarily to my job.
And today you're speaking alongside a list of varied speakers, and I know I've spoken to a few people already who are really looking forward to it. What are you hoping to discuss and to talk to the students about today?
I think the areas I'd like to discuss today is trying to bridge that gap between finishing your university and then going, what am I going to do in the big bad world, and how or where did my experiences lead to, and what things were developed or had happened to me since I left uni at 21 and I'm now 36, so 15 years of doing various things, and how that leads on from me being in a very stereotypical situation of being at university, doing an accountancy degree, qualifying as a trainee accountant effectively, and then going on and getting my CA-ship, and how that led on to the doors that opened and how my career progressed and what I felt en route, so that if anything, the folks listening to me can take some comfort out that it's not a straight road, that the path is mapped from day one to day Z, and that paths continually change, and adaptability is probably one of the key things that life is all about. But that's not just in business, it can be in personal, and also finding compromises in life. To every successful thing that you achieve in life, there's a cost and a benefit. It's a typical accountancy term, but cost-benefit analysis. But that's pretty much, it happens on a day-to-day basis, whether it be in my life or whether it be with the band. And it's just talking around those types of the issues and things that the guys and girls will experience or will come up against, and maybe having that, I heard that at that conference, this is what I might want to be doing, take a step back, take a step forward, things like that.
You mentioned your journey there, and you've been involved in a lot of jobs before you started doing what you're doing, and you did mention it there. Is there a problem with people coming out of university and they think they need to go down a certain path?
I think there is, in relation to leaving university and finding that path, I think the honest answer is that it's a hard one from me to kind of pass judgment on it, because I came out and the path was already predetermined, and it was, when I was writing the information or my kind of speech for this today, when I first started off and I was thinking, going, right, okay, I wanted to be an accountant like 12 or 13, only because I enjoyed maths and I really enjoyed the aspects of one goes in and one comes out and how does all that work. How that related to where I wanted to be, I probably just got pigeonholed into, right, okay, you want to do that, this is the track you have to go down. And I think looking back on it, was it the correct track? Yes, ultimately from where I've ended up, but I could have probably ended up in the same place by doing something that maybe was a bit more interesting or had different aspects to it. So I think, just because one line is mapped out for you doesn't necessarily mean that's always the correct line, and as they say, hindsight's a great thing, and ultimately it's how or what shapes you as an individual is probably more important than the qualifications that you get en route, is in my opinion, on that side of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And events like this, Kevin, and obviously you came to speak at it today, so you must see the value in it. How important are things like this for young entrepreneurs and for young students?
I think events like this, in point of view of people actually getting together, listening to key facts, the biggest person that guides me still is my dad. And not everybody has that dad they can sit and speak to. He was an entrepreneur, he had his own building company. There was lessons that he learned en route that I felt, or I still do feel, it's invaluable. And even though the Chili's is now £1 million organisation per annum, it's still that phone call to, in this occasion it's my dad, but an advisor or somebody of elder statesmanship that can kind of guide you and give you a bit of a steer in the right direction is really important. And I think the key thing for me coming along to something like this is actually to stand and say, listen, you're not on your own. If you want to take the step to go in to be an entrepreneur, there's key elements you need to have. One, you need to understand what you're like as an individual. Are you a creative or are you an analytical type of individual? And trying to do everything on your own isn't always going to be the best answer. Use the old analogy, would you rather a piece of that pie, 100% of that pie, or 40% of that pie. And it's understanding things like that and coming along and just giving my opinion on what I would like and how I would like to achieve it, I think is invaluable for these guys coming through, and everybody that can help or steer them in the right direction will only hopefully give them a stronger foundation going forward.